All will be revealed after this short intro. Alright, welcome back to another video. So obviously you can see by the title of the video what it's called. It's basically the truth about COVID-19 and the lateral flow tests. This will be revealed shortly. I've been doing them over the past couple of days, but I've just got a short clip that I just want to show you, basically explaining why do some people not catch COVID. It'll be on the screen shortly. It'll be on the screen over here. There we go. Why some people keep getting COVID and others never at all. You can just see the little clip there. The red one's got it, green one's not. It's just basically, I'll let you read through it yourself. I'm not going to go over it too much because there's just too much words there, but it's just a short clip so you can look at it. It's just basically something to do with the T cells. People that have a higher T cell count tend to fight off the COVID-19 before it gets inside of their body. Before it gets any further, they fight it off. And it's just basically talking about a woman who was 25. She was a teacher and she managed to dodge the virus. All the flatmates around her tested positive, but she kept doing lateral flow test after test after test, and they kept coming back negative. And then obviously, as I said, 2 months later, 3 of her flatmates tested positive. This is by the new variant Omicron, the one that's recently was discovered last year, and basically she just said that she would remain negative even though all of her friends were positive. And then there's also some member of parliament, I think he is a sir, he's had to isolate 6 times now, something like that. And basically this is why I'm saying the truth about COVID, because everyone thinks that they can get it, but the thing is they can't, because some people are already immune because of previous viruses and illnesses that are out. Each time their antibodies attacked it, they got stronger. So another one who's 37 says she was close dinner with her COVID positive mother-in-law, says her partner fell ill, all the while she stayed negative. And basically scientists have just been testing people's antibodies. They're saying testing issues are also a factor. Some people are simply better than others at swabbing the nose and throat. So some people, when they do these lateral flow tests, they're not doing it correctly how they should. They're not swabbing the nose correctly, they're not swabbing the back of the mouth correctly. Yeah, and back to it, basically they were on about the immune system basically before the pandemic even started, which was like what, 2020 was it? People's immune systems already know how to fight the virus. That's what they believe. It's something to do with their blood and their cells. They've got a higher count, and then they're saying that they tend to think of immunity as something absolute, and they're saying either we're immune to the virus or we're not, but that hides a world of complications. This is from a professor. The genes that control our immunity are amongst the most diverse in the human body, he says, differing hugely from person to person. So obviously, as I say, no one's the same. And then basically saying, as a result, they're not surprised that some people are more prone to catching the virus than others. And they got some volunteers that were deliberately exposed to COVID through a liquid solution sniffed into their nose. They were put in isolation for 2 weeks and they were observed. And basically all the volunteers that were injected with it or sniffed it through the nose, it says that they were checked up observed for 2 weeks, and the numbers came out different. It says some will see their antibody and T cells burst into action, others will not. Basically, as you know, it's called SARS-CoV-2. About 20% of the healthcare staff showed signs of clear-cut COVID infection, while 65% had clearly not been infected. But most interesting was the remaining 15%. Members of this third group appear to have experienced low-level abortive infection, not picked up on PCR tests. They didn't have COVID antibodies in their blood, but they had much higher T cell count than average, which particularly high levels of specific T cell known as combat COVID. Essentially their T cells had nipped the virus in the bud before it got a chance to set up camp inside their bodies. It looked as though their immune systems already knew how to fight COVID, even though it was still the early days of the pandemic. So yeah, as you can see, that's really, like I said, a lot of people think they can get COVID, but some people are more prone to getting it than others. And then back to it, they're basically saying they didn't completely resist the infection, but they eliminated it so rapidly that it couldn't be picked up by the standard tests, so basically just PCR tests. And then it says that there was just clear evidence that some people may be naturally immune to COVID, and saying that the results were looking convincing. So that's, I'm going to take that off the screen now. So yeah, basically, here's mine. I've just done them over the past few days. They just keep coming up negative, and then that one there, and then I've got another one, which these are just the nose. These are the nose swab ones. The other ones, they're a little bit larger, they're about like that there for the nose and the mouth. So basically that is for the natural flow tests. They're not 100%, they're not always, you know, they don't give you the results that you think you would get. That's why they say whether you get a positive or negative result on the lateral flow test, you want to do the PCR test, because that's in the lab and they test it, and then their results are literally bang on 100%. So basically, yeah, as you could see, that was just basically telling you the truth about COVID and how lateral flow tests work, and about people's immunity to it, and then about the T cells and stuff. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Like it's playtime and it's free time. In the dance, yeah, they have a talk of glance. So we stepping out the room. Got money in my mind. I got position, ain't got it on my line. And I try, really try, focus on my grind. Why they wanna watch when I ain't got the time? I ain't got